The council chamber was silent. Too silent. President Marcus Chin stood at the tall window, watching Earth's morning sun rise slowly. His hands were behind his back. His face showed no emotion. But inside, a storm was building. Behind him, 5 alien ambassadors sat waiting. They always made humans wait. For hours. For days. Sometimes for weeks. It was their way of showing power. Their way of saying humans were nothing special. But today was different. Chun turned around slowly. His dark eyes scanned each alien face. Ambassador Zekthor sat in the center. Tall, purple skin, for arms crossed. That same arrogant smile on his face. "Mr. President," Zekthor said, his voice dripping with mockery, "have you finally decided to accept our terms?" Chin said nothing. He walked to his desk, opened a file. Inside were photos. Hundreds of photos. Colony 23, destroyed. Colony 31, burned to ashes. Colony 47, everyone dead. Men, women, children. 2 million human lives. Gone. The Galactic Council calls these accidents, Chin said quietly. His voice was calm. Too calm. Acceptable losses, they said. Zekthor laughed. Humans breed fast. You will replace them. Something flickered in Chen's eyes. Something dangerous. He pulled out one more photo. A young woman. Bright smile. Doctor's uniform. His daughter. She was on Colony 23. "This was my daughter," Chin said softly. The room went cold. Zekthor stopped laughing, but his smile remained. "Then you understand loss, President. Good. Now you will accept our demands. Humans will pay the tribute. Humans will stay in their assigned systems. Humans will obey." Chun placed both hands on his desk, leaned forward. His voice dropped to a whisper. "No. One word. Just one simple word." But something in how he said it made every alien in the room freeze. "No more negotiations," Chin continued. "No more apologies. No more tribute." Zekthor's smile faded. "You cannot be serious. Do you know what the council will do?" Chen's eyes turned to ice. "I know exactly what you'll try to do. But here's what you don't know." He pressed a button on his desk. Every screen in the room lit up. Numbers, coordinates, fleet positions. Zekthor's face went pale. That's impossible. Our sensors detected nothing." President Chin smiled, but it wasn't a kind smile. It was the smile of a man who had nothing left to lose. "The war has begun." Admiral Sarah Rodriguez stood in the war room deep below Washington. Her heart was pounding. She knew this moment would come. She just didn't know it would be today. Above ground, Ambassador Zekthor was staring at the screens in horror. His 4 hands were shaking. The numbers kept climbing. 5,000 ships, he whispered. "No, 10,000. How? Where did they come from?" President Chin walked closer. His voice was steel. "For 20 years, you thought humans were weak, backwards, stupid. You were wrong." In the war room, Rodriguez pressed a red button. Across 40 star systems, hidden bases came alive. Lights flickered on in the darkness. Engines roared to life. Ships that had waited in silence for 2 decades began to move. These were not normal ships. They looked different. Sharp, aggressive, built from human anger and human genius. "Project Vendetta," Chin said. "While you were laughing at us, we were building. While you were destroying our colonies, we were preparing. While you were celebrating your power, we were getting ready for this exact moment." Zekthor stumbled backward. His scanner was going insane. "Our technology can't detect them. How are you hiding them?" Chen's smile grew colder. "You use biotechnology, organic sensors, living ships, very advanced. We use something you forgot about, something you think is primitive." "What?" Zekthor demanded. "Good old human steel and electromagnetic systems. Simple, basic, invisible to your fancy sensors." On every council world, alarms began screaming. Their defense fleet scrambled. Commanders shouted orders. Panic spread like fire, because suddenly, human ships appeared everywhere. around their planets, near their stations, in their sacred systems. Just sitting there, waiting, watching. 10,000 ships, armed, ready, silent. Admiral Rodriguez opened a communication channel. Her voice broadcast across the entire galaxy. Trillions heard it. Every species, every world. This is Admiral Sarah Rodriguez of the Human Defense Fleet. For 20 years, the Galactic Council has terrorized humanity. They destroyed our colonies, murdered our people, ignored our pleas for peace. She paused. Let the words sink in. Today we stop asking. Today we stop begging. Today we remind the galaxy of something they forgot. Humans don't start fights, but we sure as hell finish them. Back in the council chamber, Zekthor fell to his knees. Outside the window, stars were moving, getting closer, except they weren't stars. They were human warships, hundreds of them, coming to Earth, coming home. The war had truly begun. Grand Admiral Tormach of the Galactic Council sat on his command throne. He was huge, 3 meters tall, covered in armor. He had destroyed 40 civilizations in his career. Humans would be number 41. 50,000 ships. He laughed into his communicator. These stupid humans bring only 10,000. This will be over in minutes. His fleet gathered at Arcturus Station, the largest battle formation in galactic history. Ship after ship after ship, they blocked out the stars. Their weapons could destroy planets. Their shields could stop anything. Or so they thought. Commander Lisa Park sat quietly in her ship. The human fleet floated near Arcturus. Small, outnumbered 5-1. Her crew was nervous. Some were praying. Some were crying. Lisa was smiling. Admiral Rodriguez, she said into her calm, they're surrounding us, just like we planned. Good. Rodriguez's voice came back. Let them feel confident. Let them feel strong. Tormach's face appeared on every screen. His broadcast went across the galaxy. Everyone was watching. Humans, you have one chance. Surrender now. Become our slaves. Or die. President Chen's face appeared next to his. We have a counter-offer, Admiral. What offer? Tormach roared. Surrender to us. Face trial for your crimes. Or learn why humans are the most dangerous species in the galaxy. Tormach's laugh shook the speakers. You dare threaten me? Attack. Destroy them all. 50,000 ships opened fire at once. The space lit up like a sun. Missiles, lasers, plasma cannons, everything they had. Human ships didn't move, didn't fire back, just sat there. The council weapons hit human shields, exploded, bounced off, did nothing. Tormach stopped laughing. Impossible. Our weapons can crack moons. Lisa Park checked her watch. 3, 2, 1. She pressed a single button. Suddenly, every council ship went dark. Every single one. Power gone. Weapons offline. Shields down. Life support failing. 50,000 ships became 50,000 metal coffins floating in space. Complete silence. Tormach screamed. What did you do? What is this? Lisa's voice was ice cold. It's called an EMP Nova, Admiral. Electromagnetic pulse. It fries all biotechnology instantly. Your ships, your weapons, your systems. All dead. She leaned back in her chair. You thought our technology was primitive. You were right. It is primitive. That's exactly why it works. Rodriguez's voice filled the void. Attention, Council Fleet. You are now prisoners of war. Any ship that tries to restore power will be destroyed. You wanted war, Admiral Tormach. Her voice dropped to a whisper. Welcome to human warfare. The galaxy was watching. Trillions of beings on thousands of worlds saw everything. The mighty Galactic Council Fleet. Defeated. Helpless. Floating dead in space. President Chen's face appeared on every screen across the universe. His voice was firm. Strong. People of the galaxy. For 10,000 years, the Council has ruled through fear. They destroyed 500 civilizations, enslaved 200 more, murdered trillions, Behind him, evidence appeared. Documents, videos, proof of every crime, every genocide, every lie. Today, this ends, Chin continued. Not with words, not with negotiations, with action. On 15 Council homeworlds, human fleets appeared in orbit, weapons pointed down. Ready? Waiting. Chen's message was simple. Council members, you have 24 hours. Surrender your war fleets. Face trial for your crimes. Or we show you what real justice looks like. The council chamber on planet Zenta was chaos. Leaders screaming, arguing. Some wanted surrender. Some wanted revenge. Emperor Zhao then sat on his golden throne, silent, his ancient eyes watching everything. He was 3,000 years old. He had seen empires rise and fall. He had crushed rebellions before humans even discovered fire. Enough! His voice rumbled. Everyone went silent. He stood slowly, his massive form casting shadows. These humans think they have won. They think our patrol fleets were our military. He smiled, a terrible smile. Show them what has been sleeping. Deep in the terminus system, behind a massive gas giant, something moved. Something that made space itself bend. Sensors across the galaxy went insane. On Earth, in the war room, every alarm started screaming. Admiral Rodriguez stared at her screen. Her face went white. Sir, you need to see this. President Chin looked. His hands gripped the table edge. A ship was emerging from behind the gas giant. But calling it a ship was like calling an ocean a puddle. It was 500 kilometers long. Weapons covered every surface. Its shields glowed with stolen star energy. Dear God, whispered Chun. How is that even possible? Rodriguez's voice shook. The Leviathan. Intelligence reports said it was a myth. A legend to scare enemies. It's real, Chin said quietly. Very real. Emperor Zhao Then's face appeared on their screens. Humans, meet our real military. The Leviathan has destroyed 30 civilizations alone. It cracks planets for breakfast. And now, his eyes glowed with hate. It's coming for Earth. You have 72 hours to watch your homeworld die. Surrender now. Become our slaves. Or join your daughter, President Chun. In death, the transmission ended. The war room was silent. Then Chin spoke. Just 2 words. Good. Finally. Everyone stared at him like he was crazy. He smiled. I was hoping they'd bring that. The Leviathan moved through space like death itself. Slow, unstoppable, terrifying. Behind it, 3,000 escort ships followed. The Council's real fleet, hidden for centuries. Admiral Rodriguez stood in the war room. Her face was calm, but her hands were shaking. Sir, we can't stop that thing. Our weapons will bounce off its shields like raindrops. President Chun was reading old files. Files marked top secret. Files about Protocol Omega. Sarah, do you trust me? She looked at him. This man who lost his daughter. This man who started a war. With my life, sir. Good. Because I need you to do something insane. 30 hours later, Rodriguez sat in her ship. Behind her, 500 of humanity's best ships waited. They were flying straight toward the Leviathan, straight into its weapons range. Admiral, her second officer said quietly, "This is suicide." "I know," she replied, "but sometimes sacrifice is the only way." The Leviathan's weapons came alive. Massive cannons that could vaporize moons. They fired. Human ships exploded. 1, 10, 50, 100. Emperor Zhao then watched from his throne, laughing. Foolish humans. So brave. So stupid. Rodriguez's fleet kept coming. Closer. Closer. 200 ships gone. 300. 400. Earth watched in horror. People crying in the streets. Their fleet was dying. Their admiral was dying. Rodriguez's ship shook from explosions around her. Her screen showed the Leviathan getting bigger. She could see its launch bay doors. Wide open. Arrogant. They didn't even bother closing them. Perfect. Dr. Yamato, she said into her calm. Her voice was steady. Now, Do it now. From Earth, something launched. Small, tiny compared to Leviathan. It looked like a simple probe. Harmless, the size of a car. The Leviathan's captain didn't even notice it. Why would he? His ship was 500 kilometers long. The probe was nothing. It flew past the dying human fleet, past the explosions, past the weapons fire, straight through Leviathan's shields like they didn't exist. Because the shields were designed to stop big threats, not something so small. The probe entered the launch bay, flew deeper, deeper, into the heart of the ship. Then it activated. It didn't explode. It sang. A frequency discovered in dark matter research. A frequency that made exotic matter unstable. The same exotic matter powering the Leviathan's core. Emperor Zalden's smile froze. What is that sound? His science officer screamed. The core! It's destabilizing. We need to. The Leviathan exploded. From the inside out, like a star-going supernova. The explosion lit up half the galaxy. The shockwave destroyed every escort ship. 3,000 ships. Gone in 3 seconds. Rodriguez's voice came through static. Weak. Mission accomplished, Mr. President. Then silence. Chin closed his eyes. Tears on his face. 67 ships survived. 433 lost. He opened his eyes. They were hard as diamonds. But we won. The galaxy held its breath. The Leviathan was gone. Just debris and dust. The Council's ultimate weapon destroyed by a probe the size of a car. Emperor Zal then tried to run. He activated his secret escape ship. But human special forces were faster. Captain James Wu and his team breached the fortress. Room by room, guard by guard. They found him in his throne room. The mighty emperor, 3,000 years old, ruler of half the galaxy. He was crying like a child. Please, he begged. I can give you anything. Money, power, planets. Captain Wu walked forward slowly, his weapon steady. Emperor Zaldan, you are under arrest for genocide, war crimes, and crimes against humanity. The transmission went live. Every species watched their former master dragged away in chains. Some cheered, some cried with joy, some danced in their streets. 300 enslaved civilizations rose up at once. The Council's empire crumbled in days. Governors fled, armies surrendered. A 10,000-year reign ended in 72 hours. But fear remained. On planet Velar, a mother held her child. Are we free? The child asked. Yes, my love. But what if humans become the new masters? What if they rule us now? The mother had no answer, because everyone was asking the same question. In Earth's war room, President Chen's advisors surrounded him. Sir, we should take control. Form a new government, with us in charge. We earned this, another said. We bled for this. Chen said nothing. He was tired, so very tired. He had won the war, lost his daughter, lost Admiral Rodriguez, lost hundreds of thousands of soldiers. He could rule the galaxy. Humanity could. No one could stop them. The Galactic Assembly gathered. Every species sent representatives. Thousands of them. All waiting. All watching. All fearing. What would humans do with their power? President Chen walked to the podium. The room went silent. You could hear hearts beating. People of the galaxy, he began. His voice was quiet. Gentle. Humanity did not fight this war to rule you. We fought to free you. We fought because someone had to stand up. Someone had to say no to tyranny. He paused. Let the words sink in. Today we dissolve the council. Today we create something new. A true democracy, where every species has one vote, one voice, where no one rules through fear. Relief swept through the room. Some cried. Some cheered. Chen raised his hand. Silence returned. His eyes went cold. Hard. But hear this. If any species tries to become the next council, if anyone tries to enslave others, if anyone forgets what we fought for, he leaned forward. You've seen what humans do to tyrants. Don't make us show you again. 3 months later, Chen stood at Earth's memorial. 2.3 million names carved in black stone, his daughter's name among them. Sarah Rodriguez's name shining in gold. An alien child approached. Small, shy, one of the freed slaves. "Thank you," she whispered. Chin knelt down, smiled softly. "We didn't do it for thanks, little one. We did it because it was right." The child's eyes went wide. "My mother says humans are crazy, that you fight impossible battles." Chin laughed, a real laugh, his first in months. "Your mother is absolutely right. We are crazy, but someone has to be crazy enough to fight for what's right." He stood, looked at the stars. Somewhere out there, human ships still patrolled, still watched, still protected. The galaxy was free, and it would stay free, because humans would make damn sure of it. 1 year had passed since the war ended. The galaxy was healing, slowly, painfully, but healing. President Marcus stood in his office, older now, gray hair at his temples, the weight of millions of deaths still on his shoulders. He didn't sleep much anymore. A message arrived, marked urgent, from the Outer Rim territories. Admiral Kate Morrison entered his office. She had replaced Rodriguez. "Sir, we have a problem." Chin looked up. "What kind of problem?" "The kind that could start another war." In the Korvax sector, something was happening. Ships were disappearing. Colonies going silent. Not human colonies. Alien ones. The species humanity had freed. "How many ships lost?" Chin asked. 47 in 3 weeks, Morrison replied. "No distress calls. No wreckage. Just gone." Chin's jaw tightened. "Pirates?" "We thought so at first. But, sir," she pulled up a hologram. "We found this at the last attack site. It was a symbol, burned into a destroyed station." A symbol Chin recognized immediately. His blood went cold. That's a human military insignia." Morrison nodded slowly. "From the war, Black Ops Division 7. The unit that did the dirty work. Assassinations. Sabotage. The ones we don't talk about." Chun felt sick. "I ordered them disbanded. They were supposed to retire. Apparently they didn't. Intelligence reports say they've gone rogue. They're calling themselves the Purifiers. They believe the galaxy is still too dangerous. They want to eliminate threats before they become problems. They're killing innocent aliens," Chin whispered. "After everything we fought for." Morrison's face was grim. "It gets worse. They're recruiting other human soldiers who think we were too soft, too merciful. They have 30 ships now. Maybe more. And, sir..." "What?" "They're using our technology, our weapons, our tactics, everything we taught them during the war." Chin stood up, walked to the window, looked at Earth. Beautiful, peaceful, built on the graves of heroes. "We saved the galaxy from tyrants," he said quietly. "And now humans are becoming the monsters." His comm beeped. Another message. This time from the Galactic Assembly, the alien representatives. Their message was short, direct, terrifying. "President Chun, control your people, or we will. You have 2 weeks." Chin closed his eyes. The war wasn't over. It had just changed. "Assemble the fleet," he ordered. "We're going hunting." Morrison stared. "Sir? You mean hunt our own people?" Chun turned, his eyes hard as steel. "I mean, we're going to remind everyone, human and alien alike, what humanity really stands for. Justice, not murder. Freedom, not fear." He grabbed his coat. "And if any human has forgotten that," his voice dropped to ice, "then they're about to learn why I ended a 10,000-year empire. And I'll do it again, even if the enemy wears a human face." The door closed behind him. A new war was beginning. But this time, the enemy was within. The human warship Justice cut through space like a knife. President Chin stood on the bridge. This felt wrong. Everything felt wrong. He was hunting humans, his own people, soldiers who fought beside him in the war. "Sir, we're approaching the Valoran system," Captain Hayes reported. "Intelligence says the Purifiers hit a trading station here yesterday." Chin nodded. Any survivors? 3. All terrified. They said the attackers wore human armor, spoke perfect English, laughed while they killed. Chen's fists clenched. Take us in. The station was a graveyard, bodies floating in space, burn marks everywhere, and on the main hull, that symbol again, the Black Ops insignia. Mocking him, Dr. Yuki Tanaka was examining the wreckage. She was humanity's best forensic scientist. Mr. President, you need to see this. She pulled up a hologram. Weapon signatures. These weren't random attacks. They targeted specific species. The ones who voted against human proposals in the assembly last month. They're sending a message, Chin said quietly. Obey us or die. Gets worse, Tanaka continued. They use Phantom-class stealth ships. Those were supposed to be destroyed after the war. But someone kept them. Someone high-ranking. Chun felt cold. How high? Admiral-level access, minimum. An incoming transmission interrupted them. Encrypted. Military grade. The screen flickered. A figure appeared. Face hidden behind a black helmet. Hello, Mr. President. The voice was distorted. Mechanical. Enjoying the piece you built? Who are you? Chin demanded. We're the soldiers you used and discarded. We fought your war. Killed for you. Died for you. And what did we get? Orders to stand down while aliens rebuild their fleets. The war is over, Chin said firmly. We won. The figure laughed. Cold. Bitter. We didn't win. We stopped fighting. There's a difference. You think democracy will work? You think aliens will stay peaceful? They're weak. They need to be controlled. Or eliminated. That's not justice, Chin said. That's genocide. No, Mr. President. That's survival. You taught us that. You showed us how to be ruthless. How to win at any cost. We're just finishing what you started. The transmission ended. Chin stood frozen. The figure was right. He had created these monsters. He had shown humanity how to be brutal. How to kill without mercy. Sir, Hayes said carefully, what are our orders? Chin turned. His face was stone. We find them. We stop them. Whatever it takes. Even if we have to kill our own. Chin looked at the floating bodies outside. Innocent aliens. Families. Children. Especially then. In a hidden base, deep in an asteroid field, Commander Alexei Volkov watched Chen's ship leave. He removed his helmet. His face was scarred. His eyes were dead. He's coming for us, his second-in-command said. Volkov smiled. Good. Let him come. He thinks he's hunting us. He activated a star map. Red dots appeared. Hundreds of them. Sleeper cells. Hidden weapons. Secret bases. But we've been hunting him. He pressed a button. Across 20 systems, bombs activated simultaneously. Government buildings. Peace conferences. Alliance headquarters. All targeted. All precise. The explosions lit up the night. And in every attack, the same message was left behind. Humanity first. Always. Chen's comm exploded with emergency calls. Screaming. Chaos. Death. He realized the truth too late. The purifiers weren't hiding. They were everywhere.